What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? This, of course, here's JamiroFan 2000 with another episode of JamiroFan Talks About. For the uninitiated members of the online Jamily, this, of course, has been my reoccurring discussion series looking at the past, present, and future of Jamiroquai, and they're now over 30 years of musical making. And this is a bit of another episode with my final thoughts on the most recent Jamiroquai gig, the only gig for Jamiroquai until the year 2022 that recently transpired the first weekend of September, on September 9th at the Andalucia Big Festival over in Malaga, Spain. And as I covered in my recap video here on my YouTube channel, it was an absolutely amazing gig. The Jamiroquai did pull out some very amazing little tricks we were not expecting on the live set list. First of all, the set list was very much early day Jamiroquai rather than modern day Jamiroquai. It had an amazing mixture of old songs and a couple of new songs and some new reimaginings, some live reimaginings of some classic Jamiroquai standards. A rearrangement of the first single from Jamiroquai from 1992. Of course, I'm talking about When You Gonna Learn. And then there was another new rendition of Soul Education, and the big standout of this concert, of course, was the return of Jamiroquai's a classic single from 1993. Of course, I'm talking about Blow Your Mind, and a new extended version. And absolutely, the concert, based off all the videos and pictures and everything, if you missed any of the information on my coverage of Andalucia Big Festival, be sure to check out my summary posts that are on our Jamiroquai and on the Reddit Jamily subreddits when you can. I have it on the R Reddit Jamily in as a italicized banner. So, but if you need to check out if you would like to check out all the pictures and videos from my coverage of Andalucia Big Festival with Jamiroquai, I'll be sure to put a link to that summary post down in the description area of this episode of JamiroFan Talks About down below. So be sure to check that out in your own time. But overall, I thought the concert was absolutely awesome. The band was in really good spirits. This was literally the first time Jamiroquai had come back to performing live since January of 2020, right at the beginning of the 3-year-long pandemic of COVID-19. It was really good to see Jamiroquai coming back. Not to mention JK's vocals sounded absolutely amazing, absolutely pitch perfect. It's like he's never aged a day, and overall, some of the band members put up some amazing footage on their respective Instagrams, and I'm sure many members of the Jamily here on my channel have seen all the Insta highlights I've been putting up. Massive thanks to everybody in the Jamiroquai fan base, and of course the band members of Jamiroquai who gave me permission to share their footage in those great little videos. And so far, the views, the responses have been amazing, and I'm glad you're enjoying all this rare footage that I'm able to kind of import from Instagram over to YouTube, so you can check that out in your own time. But thank you for all the views and the comments and everything, watching that extra footage that I could put up when I had the proper permissions to. But happy to report I've got 2 more Insta highlight videos coming to my YouTube channel this week, the 3rd week of September, so be sure to keep your eyes out for those great little snippets of extra footage. But it was an absolutely awesome concert. Hopefully the beginning of much more regular touring for Jamiroquai, given that we are in the post-pandemic world, and Jamiroquai will hopefully go back out to touring very soon once they've gotten album 9 in the can, which a lot of this fall and a lot of the winter of 2022 going into 2023 is going to be devoted to a lot of composition, a lot of writing, a lot of the band members doing their own thing, coming back and forth. So it's going to be a lot of interchange going on between Jamiroquai, but we have a lot coming up very, very soon, and I cannot wait to report it to you when it happens, when it's available, and when I can talk about it. But I have read some criticisms, some very minority criticisms in the online Jamily. I will not say where, but I've read some criticisms a little bit of criticisms from members of the Jamily saying the orchestration, the sampling they did, and When You Gonna Learn didn't sound good. This wasn't good. This wasn't bad. And I'm all about accepting feedback when it's proper. But this is Jamiroquai coming back from nearly 2 to 3 years removed from their last tour date, so give them a little bit of leeway. Okay, give them a little bit of leeway. I know some musicians and some people think that the internet is a free-form place to share your opinions, even if they're positive or negative. But the band's coming back from 2 years of not touring, so they're not. Some of the stuff may not sound good. Some of the stuff to you may be, something that you didn't want to see or want to hear. But sometimes it's best to keep the inner monologue very inner. That's all I'm going to say. I've always tried to be fair with everybody and their criticisms online. But if there are these off the cuff little arm comments, say in any type of social platform, then take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it literally. And I don't let it get to me. I don't let it get to my ego, if I even have an ego. But criticisms do have their place. But in this case, bear in mind, Jamiroquai had not toured or had played a live date together in nearly 2 years. So criticisms may, like I said, take them with a grain of salt. They don't really deserve that kind of criticism. If it's purely for your own attention and your own attention seeking, more power to you. But when it comes to the band Jamiroquai, at least have the common sense to realize, well, they haven't toured in 2 years, and maybe they'll be rusty, and maybe they'll do something that you don't like. Just keep it on the inside. Don't share it out in the willy-nilly of social media. But that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not trying to bash the people that actually did this or said anything, but I noticed a very small, a minority of people online who decided to go for the low-hanging fruit of criticism. And it doesn't irk me, it doesn't bother me, but I do think we need to give them a little bit of leeway on this after such a long time away from touring. So that's what I'm going to say about that part of it. But the more important part of this is that Jamiroquai's back, and they played an amazing gig, and everybody was really happy. The band members were re-energized, and they sounded absolutely amazing, and everything across the board for Jamiroquai sounded great. And given this is the only tour date of 2022, they knocked that performance out of the park. And like I said, as I prefaced at the beginning of this episode of JamiroFan Talks About, if you have not checked out my summary post of all the pictures, videos, and all the happenings from Andalucia Big Festival, be sure to check out my summary post that is on both the R Jamiroquai and R the Reddit Jamily subreddits. I'll be sure to put links to both of those summary posts down in the description area of this episode of JamiroFan Talks About. But I hope you all enjoyed the coverage, and I hope you enjoyed the gig when you can. There is a full gig recording that's available on YouTube, so be sure to go and check that out. And many fans took amazing full song recordings from Andalucia Big Festival, so check out these performances in your town when you can, because we're probably not going to see Jamiroquai back on tour at least till 2023, at least. And I'm sorry to say that, but the band members are all busy in their own lives, and Jamiroquai is trying to get through the early composition process of working on album 9 of Jamiroquai. And of course, I will report more when I learn it, when it becomes very available, when I'm allowed to talk about it. So thank you to everybody who's been continuously watching my videos here on my channel and keeping up with my updates and coming to the online Jamily and just keeping an eye on my social media. I do my darndest to try to bring you all the latest news when it becomes available, when I can report it. So keep your eyes on both of the subreddits of the online Jamily and the social media for further updates coming up very, very soon. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. Thank you for watching this episode of JamiroFan Talks About. If you like what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to ding the bell on your YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest content coming from the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Like I said, I will try to bring you as much news as I can when it becomes available, when I can talk about it. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000, and I'll see you again really soon with more Jamiroquai related content here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye-bye, everybody, and take care.